Mr. Russell Brunson. Two clap. Two clap. Two clap.
This is Warrior X Talks, where you will witness those who have lived the warrior's way live. And during these episodes,
you'll understand.
This is a brotherhood.
What is a man? We get paid.
This is a brotherhood.
Because so many of us are trying to grow so we can contribute, so we can change people's lives. But the problem is that our needs haven't been met, and so we can't keep moving forward. Okay, so let me walk you through this. So Tony Tommy said that there are 6 human needs. 4 of the needs are needs of the body, and 2 of the needs are needs of the spirit. Okay, I'm gonna start with the needs of the body. So the first human need is the need for certainty. Okay, this is hardwired into the physical bodies that God blessed us with. Okay, we have to have certainty. If we don't have certainty, our body will crave it and desire it, and it needs to have certainty. Okay, so that's the first thing. So if you think about it, in your relationships, in your life, in everything you're doing, like, you have to get certainty. If you don't get certainty, you will start searching for that certainty because you have to have it. Okay, now what's interesting is the second human need is actually the exact opposite of certainty. Certainty is like everything's the same, exactly the same, it's perfect, like this is the way I want it to be. The second human need is this really crazy thing called variety, which is like the opposite. It's like, I want everything, I want things to change, I want to be different today, tomorrow, the next day, for forever, right? So you have this amazing thing called certainty, and then you have the opposite, which is variety. Now that's what's so messed up about us is our bodies have to have both. Without both, we go crazy. Okay, so that's the first two needs. Now you move on to the third need. The third need is called significance. What is significance? We want people to think we're great. We want to feel that feeling of like, oh my gosh, they think I'm awesome, right? Now what's the opposite of significance? The opposite of significance, where you're putting yourself on a pedestal saying, look how great I am, is love and connection. Oh, this is where you take yourself out of the picture and you're focusing on other people. Okay? And once again, this is where the whole problem with us people as humans come, is that you've got significance and you've got love and connection. They're opposites, but you have to have them both. Okay? So you look at this right here, the 4 needs of the body. You got certainty, you got variety, you got significance, and then you have love and connection. Okay, now, what Tony taught me was so fascinating. He said, if you look at this, as soon as any part of your body gets at least 3 of these needs met, it actually causes what he calls a physical addiction. Okay? Causes a physical addiction inside of your body. Your body will start craving it. It won't be able to sleep at night. So imagine this. Imagine the very first time you met your spouse or your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it was, right? And you met them, you thought they were cute, you asked them out on a date, and she says yes, you're all excited, you go out on this date, right? And you're sitting down to dinner the very first time, and what happens? You're talking, you have a great conversation, and all of a sudden she's asking you questions about yourself, and how do you feel? I feel very significant, like she cares about me, right? So boom, one of the 4 needs have been met, okay? Then we're going on a date, it's a new date, new experience, new fun, so we get variety, which is really, really fun, second need met, and then hopefully take her home at the end of the day, give her a hug, give her a kiss, we get love and connection, boom, 3 needs are met, and it causes an addiction, and we fall in love, right? Okay, and that's what started happening. This person's like, we can't think about it, like our body is physically addicted to them, okay? And it gets better and better and better, and then finally you fall in love, and then your beautiful spouse says, man, the thing I want is I want some more certainty in my life. You say, okay, we're gonna get married, and everything's gonna be perfect. Life will be just the way you dreamed about, so you get married, and then what happens? Okay, you get married, and all of a sudden, you get certainty. She's like, I'm certain you're my spouse, you're gonna be here every single morning I wake up, it's gonna be perfect. Then something starts fading away. Variety goes away, right? And then kids start coming, and all of a sudden she stops asking you the questions about yourself, and starts asking about the kids. All of a sudden you lose connection, right? You lose significance, and you go from 3 or 4 needs to be met to 2 to 1, and all of a sudden your body starts craving it. Okay, your body will get its needs met one way or the other. Okay, so if it's not getting it from your spouse, what starts happening? Well, you go to work one day, you're hanging out, and all of a sudden, cute secretary comes in, right? She starts flirting with you, she starts asking questions, she thinks you're great, all of a sudden you feel significance. Oh my gosh. And then you're talking to your different, all of a sudden variety comes in, and all of a sudden really, really quickly it creates an addiction. It splits a marriage and the whole thing falls apart. Okay? It's interesting, huh? One thing Tony Robbins told me, he said, it's fascinating, he said, there's never once been a marriage where all of the spouse's needs have met that they've ever left. Ever. There's never been a kid who left and got addicted to drugs when all their needs are met in the family. It's fascinating. makes me start thinking for myself. You start thinking about your customers. Like, why do people leave your company? Why do your employees leave your company? If their needs aren't getting met, they'll get met somewhere. They will leave. Okay, so let's go to next steps in Tony Robbins' 6 human needs, right? So we have the 4 needs of the body: certainty, variety, significance, love, and connection. And then we have the 2 needs of the spirit. Like I said, most people never get here. The first need of the spirit is growth. Okay? Every one of us in our lives go through a phase of growth where you're growing, you're learning, you're figuring things out, right? When you were in school, you were a student, you started studying. For me, I was a wrestler. I started learning, I started growing, right? Now, growth is an amazing part of the journey, but it also becomes a very hollow part. Eventually, you keep learning, you keep growing, and if you don't do something with that, you get stuck. How many of you guys have ever been in a phase in your life where you're learning, you're studying, you're growing, like you feel like you're in this growth phase, but eventually like, you can't continue to grow, you can't continue to learn, you're just stuck. Have you guys ever felt that before? It's frustrating, right? Like, I'm doing all the things, I'm learning, I'm like growing, but I can't continue to grow. Okay? And so we transition from growth to the next phase, which is contribution. This is where we start giving and start serving. And the only way to continue to grow after a certain point is through contribution. Okay? If you guys have read the Expert Secrets book, this is what we start with. Okay, most experts come into this game where they're going through this growth phase, they're learning a million things about all the stuff they're doing. They're so excited about the topic, the business, the thing they're trying to develop. And the only way for them to continue to grow is to switch to contribution. Now, what's interesting is if your goal is to be a leader and to change people's lives, and this is where you're focused on, I'm gonna grow and contribute, but you have not figured out the needs of your body, you will get stuck. Every time you start moving towards this, you'll be growing, trying to learn, trying to figure things out, trying to help and serve, and then your body is like an anchor sometimes. It'll just pull you back into the spot where you have to keep going through the process, right? Okay, so for me, this is such a powerful tool because when I understood it, I could control my body, which then gave me the ability to be free so I could go and I could grow and I can contribute and serve people at a higher level. Quick, for those of you guys, when you first came into Warrior, how many of you guys came into Warrior because you wanted to improve your health? How many of you guys was that the channel you came through? Okay. How many of you guys came into Warrior because you wanted to improve your wealth? How many of you guys came into Warrior because you wanted to improve your relationships? Okay. Garrett's hit all 3 of the core desires as he brought people into this movement. My guess, different landing pages spoke to different areas and different people to bring them in. Okay, now all businesses fall somewhere into these things: health, wealth, and relationships when you look at them, okay? So the next evolution in the market went from the 3 core markets to what we call the sub-markets, okay? That's where inside of each market they said, well, this is wealth, but inside of wealth there's a whole bunch of different sub-markets. There's real estate investing, there's stock markets, there's business, there's marketing, there's sales, there's internet marketing, there's real estate, there's eBay, there's all these different things, right? And so the next phase of the markets were the sub-markets that started popping out, okay? And this is true to everything. In relationships, there's sub-markets. In health, there's sub-markets. Soon, these blue markets became red and bloody as well, okay? And then the next phase of the markets are what we call the niches. This is where inside of each of these sub-markets, people broke down again and started specializing, okay? The internet's made this very easy for us because now we can target people so specific we can actually do it. Prior to the internet, the niches didn't appear because it was too expensive to market to those sub-niches. Now, just so you're fully aware, kind of the market we're in today, most of the niches are getting very red and bloody. So the question then is like, well, where do we go now? How should I be building my business if this is what keeps happening, okay? It's a question I've been asking myself a lot too, is like, how do you go? Like, there's so many more people and we're getting more people in business, keeps growing. Like, how do we keep developing and innovating? How do we stay in front of it all the time? And the concept I want to share with you guys is a concept called becoming a category king. Okay, when we start understanding the concepts of building your own category, it's like, look, let me develop something where I can become the category king. I can suck up all the business in it, and then we control it. This is like how do you design your company, your employees, your team, like the culture, all those kind of things. How do you design and develop that part of it, right? Number 2 then is the product design. How are you going to create your product? What's it going to look like? What's the technology going to be? Okay, so both those kind of outside this conversation, but those are 2 pieces of it. And then the third piece, and this is what I feel is the most important, is the category design. How do you want your market to work? How do you create your own category? Okay? Now, to kind of show you guys how this works, if you look at the world that I'm in, the business I'm in, right? There's 3 core markets: health, wealth, and relationships. Then you go to the sub-market, there's marketing. Then inside of marketing, there's a whole bunch of different things. There's email autoresponders, CRMs, marketing automation, all these different things, right? So 4.5 years ago, when we decided to come out with ClickFunnels, I could have come like, okay, what am I? Like, oh, ClickFunnels, we have an email autoresponder. ClickFunnels, we are the greatest email autoresponder in the world. I'm competing against 8,000 other people, multiple category kings for that spot, right? Or I come down to the next thing here. There's CRM. Okay, Salesforce right now. We did a big tour at Salesforce. They're like, I think $7 or $8 billion in sales this year. ClickFunnels is a CRM, right? I could have said, hey, ClickFunnels is the best CRM in the world. I could have fought over the scraps of all 2,000 other CRMs. They're all going after that same market as me, right? We have a CRM, but like that's not the category's already defined. There's already a category king there. For me to dethrone an $8 billion a year king is not likely to happen, no matter how good of a marketer I am, right? Marketing automation is another one. There's all these different categories I'm looking at. I'm becoming very, very aware of the plane that I'm playing on, looking at all the different businesses, what is happening right now. I look at that, I become aware of it, and I say, okay, how do I create my own category? Okay, I'm not going into an existing category and developing it. I'm not giving the best email autoresponder, the best CRM, the best marketing automation. How do I create my own category? And I sidestepped it, and we built sales funnels.
Now, if you're listening to this, that means what you just watched resonated with you somehow, some way. And now you want to learn more. So here's what I need you to do. Go to warriorcon4.com right now. Cause when it comes to training married businessmen with children, let me tell you something. We run this, we run it, we run this, we run it, we run this, we run it, we run this motherfucker. You gotta fight every day, every night, for the rest of your life. It's the warrior way. warriorcon4.com. warriorcon4.com. warriorcon4.com.